On May 13th, 2025, Fox News Atlanta reported on a 33-year-old man being shot at 2423 Martin Luther King Drive, Northwest Atlanta at around 9:25 p.m. Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, man. So they saying Doodie Low got shot. Man, this is what's going on social media. Everybody is basically, talking about the fact that there's a report or rumors out there that Doodie Low, which is one of the main and remaining members of OTF, was shot in Atlanta. Now, we know a lot of the OTF members live in the Atlanta area. Lil Durk was in Atlanta. A lot of those guys moved from Chicago to Atlanta to kind of survive. And Doodie Low is an interesting figure because he's an actual artist on OTF, man. He was signed under Lil Durk, very visible out there carrying the torch for OTF since Lil Durk's been locked up. One of the main people who hasn't turned their back or anything on Lil Durk. And it looks like he might have ran into a situation down there in Atlanta, man. So it's a lot of different platforms who are reporting this, but there isn't much official news about this shooting online. I'll say that up front. But what's going on according to the rumors we can get into, man. So let's check out this story. But before we do, make sure you hit that like button and, man, let's get it. All right, so let's check out this online news story where they say, who is Doodie Low? Rapper rumored to be shot during a robbery in Atlanta. Now, it's not odd for somebody to get robbed in Atlanta. Atlanta is one of those places that's known now less for the partying and more for the scamming, more for the being overcrowded, and more for the gun violence, man. More for the robberies and people shooting and all sorts of ills, man. Atlanta just has gone downhill in some ways, but, man, I still like Atlanta. So don't get me to tripping, man. I haven't turned my back on Atlanta at all. You know what I'm saying? It's just that when it comes to cities that you want to visit, Atlanta really ain't on the top of the list anymore. And that list is starting to change, man. It looks like Houston's number one, and Houston's kind of what Atlanta used to be or wishes it would be. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different environment. But regardless of that, Atlanta got a lot of trapping going on and a lot of street activity going on. And, if you got money, you can live a nice life there. And being an artist, it's an ideal hub because that way you can go ahead and mingle with other artists. You can get good features. Artists are always through there working with the hottest producers. It's still a good mecca for music and entertainment. I ain't gonna lie. It's like the mecca for music and entertainment. So no wonder Doodie Low and a lot of OTF guys are down there in Atlanta. I know ex-OTF members like Mimo 600, he's in Atlanta. A lot of people like that are in Atlanta, man. And I think that's for good reasons. But I'm pretty sure for Doodie Low, he didn't think he'd be running into the same problem in Atlanta that he was trying to avoid in the Chicago area. All right, so let's start off by talking about who is Doodie Low. So as I mentioned before, Doodie Low is a member of the rap collective OTF. Now, Doodie Low, whose real name is David Salisbury, was born in Kankakee, Illinois in 1991. Not much is known about the rapper's early life. On a professional front, he is signed to Lil Durk's Only the Family Collective and has released 2 studio albums, Big Doodie Low in 2021 and What Made Me in 2024. And like I said, he's been one of the verbal supporters of Lil Durk through all this. Even though there was rumors that maybe Doodie Low might be trying to get himself a different deal, he's so attached to OTF and Lil Durk that I don't know what he could do outside of that. You know what I mean? But we'll see how this goes with the Lil Durk case and if he's still going to stand, 10 toes with him, which I'm expecting him to do. But the fact that, he's starting to get shine for this is, I don't know. He just dropped a song with Rio the OG like maybe 3 months ago, which did fairly good on social media. Like the video, I think, has over 1.4 million views on YouTube. But outside of that, he's still under that OTF shadow. You know what I mean? Now that we got an understanding of who Doodie Low is, let's talk about this report. So unconfirmed reports of Doodie Low possibly being robbed and shot in Northwest Atlanta recently circulated on social media. On May 13th, 2025, Fox News Atlanta reported on a 33-year-old man being shot at 2423 Martin Luther King Drive, Northwest Atlanta at around 9:25 p.m., sustaining a gunshot wound to his leg. Now, that's wild, man. Now, I hate to go there, but any MLK is usually a tough neighborhood to be in, man. It's usually a tough spot. So I wonder what Doodie Low was doing out there, because there are cities where the MLK isn't bad, even though that's always been a perception, and that's, and it's proven true in a lot of circumstances. But there are cities where it isn't that bad on parts of MLK, or it's real nice, you know what I mean? But in Atlanta, I don't think so. So I don't know what in the world was going on with Doodie Low. Now, at 9:25 p.m., he could have been doing anything, man. Probably prepping for a night out or anything. But according to this, the reports were that a 33-year-old man, which matches up with the age of Doodie Low, got shot on MLK in Northwest Atlanta. So we'll see how much this proves to be true. And there hasn't been any mention or anything said by Doodie Low or his camp yet. Now, this is more according to the news report about the shooting. The man was alert, conscious, and breathing when transported to a hospital for further treatment. The police have not released the victim's identity as of this article. However, unconfirmed reports in other publications and social media posts claim the victim was Doodie Low, a Kankakee-based rapper who is part of Lil Durk's Only the Family collective. The incident was reported by media personality DJ Academics via his X account at Academics TV. So it's looking like whoever was shot in this situation, if it was Doodie Low, they were alert and they were conscious and breathing. But getting shot is getting shot. That ain't easy for nobody. And I hate, man, people always think that, you get shot in the leg, the arm, or whatever, that you're going to survive. That is not the case, man. We've seen this several times where somebody took a leg shot and they ended up dying or whatnot. So if this is Doodie Low, or regardless, man, hopefully the person who got shot, man, they pulled through in this situation. Unless they was doing dirt or something like that, and it was a situation where they had, there's different situations out there where you could get shot doing wrong. But in this situation, it seemed like this person was a victim, and it looks like it was Doodie Low. Not knowing what he might have been doing out there. Now, I can't say Doodie Low's a victim because we don't know what was going on or what was up, if this was him being shot at all. Now, this is what DJ Academic said in quotes. He said they gave OTF Doodie Low a legas in Atlanta. Leg emoji, gun emoji. So basically, Jamaican slang, legas means, a shot to the leg. Somebody who got shot to the leg, a livable wound usually, you know what I mean? Now, according to another social media post by X account, My Mixtapes, the rapper, aged 33, was presumed to have been robbed and shot in Atlanta that night. So it looks like he might have actually been a victim, if this is true, that he was actually robbed and shot in Atlanta. And, man, who knows who would have plotted it? Because the way that things are going, man, it seems like rappers are on the menu. They've been on the menu since 2021 or 2020. Let's be real. All the street dudes have been aiming for rappers. Even the chicks, they've been aiming for rappers. Everybody is after rappers and entertainers, trying to get something from them, man. And in a situation where you put yourself on the plate, man, they're going to treat you like food. I'm for real. So, man, we'll see how this goes for Doodie Low if this proves to be true. All right, and then in a further post, man, or from the news story that I saw, it says rumors are going around online that OTF Doodie Low was shot and robbed in Atlanta tonight. Officers responded around 9:25 p.m. to a report of a shooting on 2423 Martin Luther King Drive, Northwest. When they arrived, they found a 33-year-old man with an apparent gunshot wound to his left leg, the post read. So it looks like this is just more information from the police report that somebody had pulled out there in regards to this shooting. And it looks like they're getting more and more specific details about the age of the person and about where it took place and about even where the injury was. Because now we know the person was shot in the left leg if it was Doodie Low. Now, the story finishes with some quotes from Doodie Low and some things he said recently about OTF and Lil Durk. So it said, "I feel like we're the rawest rap group out right now. We come in how Cash Money came back in the day, but we're OTF. The highlight of the night was seeing everybody come out and support us." Now, this was back in 2021 where he made that statement, but more recently, in July 2023, Doodie Low took to X to claim that Lil Durk had saved his life by paying $110K for rehab. However, he did not elaborate on why he went to rehab. Now, these rappers these days, I don't know what it is, man. They be messing with drugs, And as crazy as it sounds, it might not even have been a drug rehab. It might have been a drinking situation. It'd be anything like that. But 110K rehab sound like it was something expensive. You know what I mean? But it looks like Lil Durk had put that money up for Doodie Low. So he owes him nothing but loyalty in this situation. Now, following Lil Durk's arrest on alleged murder for hire charges, he was the first OTF rapper to release a song titled My Brother's Keeper in October 2024, when DJ Academics previewed it on his live stream at the time. So it looks like Doodie Low is going to be loyal to Lil Durk regardless. And that's smart of him, man, because Lil Durk is not all done. Yeah, it looks bad. It's a fed case. Yeah, it looks bad because he was the head of the whole OTF, the one bringing in the buku bucks, the one on, getting Saturday Night Live or Jimmy Fallon and all that, man. The biggest looks you could ever think of. Grammy nominations, big money shows, selling out concerts in his hometown, doing it big. And Doodie Low was along for the ride. But it looks like he's going to have to position himself, regardless of how this shooting situation pans out, to where he's in the driver's seat of his own career, because you can't be so attached to Lil Durk that there's no way out of this situation or for you to be successful without him. You know what I mean? But hopefully the reports about Doodie Low getting shot are false, even though, man, as we get more details, we're starting to get more clarity. We're starting to get more information about it. And maybe they might try to sweep it under the rug because of a pride thing or whatever. But right now, that's what it's looking like, is Doodie Low was possibly shot, man, down there in Atlanta. But y'all tell me what y'all think about this situation, man. Make sure y'all leave a comment. Tell me what you think about Doodie Low, the Kankakee rapper that be rapping with Lil Durk and OTF and them, allegedly getting shot, and how y'all feel about the situation. Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell, so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.